Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke of Platinum and... Cut that shit out. We have to talk. Pokemon is kind of going crazy as of recently. It's kind of weird because a minute ago I'd be an absolute loser for talking about Pokemon too much, and suddenly everyone is talking about it. My name is Vanch, and today we're going to talk a bit about how a stupidly simplistic monster capture game is my favorite. Where I think things took a turn for the wrong direction, why even after all the new changes, after how awful the community has become, and even after the Vaporeon incident, I still have a massive soft spot for this game. What? Why am I getting called? Oh, it's Uber.
Vanch, you're copying Schlatt.
What do you mean I'm copying Schlatt?
I mean, the music, the phrasing.
I'm being completely original here. Look at... In 2012, all I'd watch on the television were reruns of Pokemon Gen 4 and Gen 5, and of course seeing that I gained a huge interest in the show, and since I was already super into dragons and dinosaurs, the monster aspect of Pokemon basically took me like a chokehold. Pokemon in 2012 was interesting. There were tournaments competitively, just they weren't popular yet. The show had good animation and a simple story. The games were a world full of monsters yet to be discovered. Man, this song really does suck. I'm gonna put something else on. And the games were a world full of monsters yet to be discovered. The game lets you play however you'd like. You can choose any Pokemon. Doesn't matter if the Pokemon's good or bad. It's your choice. And while you think you're being calmed by these simple songs in the background and hyped by these fast-paced battle themes while you think about your next moves, that was the icing on the cake. I was in love with this franchise. It let me live how I wanted to. It let me be adventurous. I could be friends with every Pokemon I found. Some of my fondest gaming memories come from playing games with my friends and family. Usually around winter break I'll visit them and we'd play Pokemon on our 3DSs or laptop with official Nintendo material, of course. I'd love showing my cousins my favorite Pokemon like Piplup, Articuno, Dratini, or J-Schlatt. Wait, what? Why is that in the script? J-Schlatt? Please, I'm sorry. Please. Every day when I went to school, I'd bring some cards and I'd scam the other kids around me into thinking that my PSA 0 Magikarp was worth more than their Charizard EX. We'd make trades and I'd go home happy, the other ignorant. I started off with 5 cards I got from a friend and now I have around 300 some odd cards. Even when I came home, I'd play some Nintendo games, usually Pokemon Black, while I watched Simon cook some feast for the 1000th time. But even after the countless hours I spent trading cards, watching the show, or playing the games, I still never knew how to play the trading card game. And so I looked up some videos. While I'd just be bored from the TCG videos, occasionally I'd find some amazing channels. And I did. I found some YouTubers that played Pokemon, some occasionally and some only focused on Pokemon. Strangely, one thing was missing. I never really met my family all too often. It'd be more a once a year occurrence, and so when they weren't around, I had no one to share my interest with. For some reason, it felt like everyone at school just forgot about Pokemon. It wasn't like my life or anything, but it was really fun, and so years went by and I started to watch other content, and I strayed away from Pokemon. At this point, my interest had slowly seeped away. Seeing the newer games had made me care even less about the franchise. With every new weird addition, like seriously, who thought of a Pokemon motorbike, bro? Each game feels worse than the last after Gen 7, and I can't shake the feeling that there was no point in playing Pokemon anymore. At least that was the case until I found this guy. If you don't know already, he's an amazing competitive Pokemon player, and through him I found a way back into a hobby I thought I had lost. I met other people that were interested in it too, and started playing online on Pokemon Showdown. I sometimes worked for hours and hours thinking of teams to fit whatever regulation is happening, all in the hopes of bringing my team to the tournament ahead of me. And honestly, I love this part of it too. The smoke coming out of my ears trying to predict my opponent's predict just for Incineroar to come out on me to do no damage. It's just fun. It's a complex, frustrating puzzle, and it's thrilling. It seemed like after this that everyone was getting back into it too, just coincidentally. Suddenly there was this huge surge. I'm not even sure what started it. Maybe it was that TCG game that lets you open fake packs. But whatever it was, everyone was opening packs in real life as well, talking about Pokemon and sharing their favorites. And at first I was excited. Pokemon was back, but it didn't feel the same. Suddenly it was about grown adults hogging all the cards, scalpers, and kids not being able to get any. It felt gross. And the worst part was, it felt like the only thing anyone cared about was the value of what they pulled. I get it, it's a fair hobby, but it feels too far. I never really cared about the cards. Not really. I collected them out of sheer ego. The games were what I would call home. That's where it all started for me. Now what's the point in Pokemon coming back if all I'm seeing is people losing money and others taking cards from children? The world is weird and messy. I don't really like thinking about it all too much. And so recently I thought, I'm just gonna do what I always do when I don't want to think. I'll play some Nintendo games. A friend recently gave me his old 3DS with Pokemon Sapphire on it. I opened the game, I got onto Route 104 and I heard this theme. A theme that didn't care about whatever else was happening. No scalpers, no stress, no university, no real world. Nothing else. It brought me back to a simpler time. It was a theme that only wanted to bring freedom to whoever hears it. And so I complied. I just played for a while, stopped worrying. I went back to check on my own old 3DS, the other games I had. I booted up the original save file, and I came face to face with these Pokemon who just waited all these years, hoping I would come back to walk around again, to fight some trainers, catch some new friends. I know that this is just a game, it's a construct by a really rich, greedy company. It's just a bunch of ones and zeros, but I can't help shedding some tears thinking about the way things used to be and how simple they were. This world is something that I will always hold dear to my heart. It's a window into the past, a reflection of the kid I was. It's been waiting here, unchanged, since I don't even know when, 2012, 2013? When I logged off for the last time, unchanged since I started to become the man I am today. The games are changing. Pokemon's audience changed a long time ago. The only thing that really stayed the same about it has been the music. You can show me new games with weird gimmicks I'll never use. You can put me in any messy situation in real life or in game, but to me, it's not a Pokemon game until that music starts fading in. And I'm pulled back to a time when nothing really mattered, when everything was easy and when I was happy.